Guitar Summit, it's a wrap. What's up everybody, hope you're having an amazing day so far. I'm Phil, and today's video, I'm gonna guide you through my experience which I had at the Guitar Summit 2025. But first off, let's roll the intro clip. Glad to have everybody on board on this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, Guitar Summit 2025, it's a wrap, and I have to say, I'm totally blown away. I actually have to kind of sort my thoughts, sort what I actually want to say in this video, but I'll just start rambling along and you guide me on the way through and let's see what we get out of it. So if you're not familiar with the Guitar Summit is an annually fair trade guitar show which happens in Mannheim, Germany, and yeah, it's the place to be, I have to say. I'm super blown away. You have a lot of different brands which are coming, showing their new products, just showing what they got at store, and then you can just go to the brands, talk to them, have a nice chat, take the instruments in their hand, play them a little bit, check out the amplifiers, and so on and so forth. There's a ton of different videos out there which are vlogging through the Guitar Summit. This is not what this video is going to be about. I'm here to kind of explain to you my experience as a small content creator slash hobbyist who's just visiting the convention, just going there, my impressions, and so on and so forth. If you want some recommendations from me for videos to watch, I would highly recommend checking out Mendel's videos on that one, John Simon's videos from Sonic Drive Studio, and KDH video, and obviously, of course, Ola Englund's vlog videos. All of those are absolutely awesome. They cover a lot of ground on what's going on at the Guitar Summit for my interest, you know, like playing heavy metal. But yeah, that would be the places where I would rather go to watch full-scale vlogs of the Guitar Summit itself, where the products are actually shown. I initially thought that I would just be going to the convention as a visitor, you know, not doing any content at all, not having the aspiration to do content. However, I quickly changed my mind and thought to myself, damn, I didn't got my camera equipment with me, so I only had my smartphone. I did not have any gimbal or so I kind of just, you know, made some videos of my travel journey to Mannheim, which took around about 4.5 to 5 hours, and then a few pictures or like a few slides with the smartphone through at the convention center itself. So we're gonna first look at the vlog section, and afterwards I'm gonna talk a little bit about my experiences in Mannheim itself. Hello everybody, how's it going? Hope you can hear me well. I'm currently on my way to Guitar Summit 2025. I'm super excited for this. Unfortunately, I do not have a gimbal with me, so you gotta live with a very stuttery camera work over here, me just holding the phone. Yeah, I'm really excited to see some awesome people, some awesome gear, and I'm gonna take you along the way as good as I can with only my smartphone. Got my guitar over here because I always have my guitar with me. Got this over here, and I'm ready to rock. Look at this beautiful room over here. Looks awesome. Nice 2-bed room. That was the only one which I could get. Yeah, in here. So I'm now finally here at the Guitar Summit. I'm gonna turn around the camera so that you guys get a peek review So now we're through the vlogging section, vlogging in that regard, because I did not really have the intention to originally film stuff. Let's get into my personal experience. So my journey started Thursday. I just went there so that I have like an early advantage that I can recalibrate to the situation, and then when the gates open on Friday, just go straight into the convention center and check things out. Happened to be the exact right decision, because once I went out of the Mannheim Central train station after around about 5 hours of travel, the first thing which I saw was KDH. And me being a little bit starstruck in that regard, because I'm following KDH's channel since years, I then kind of mumbled my way to him and, hey, I'm a big fan of your channel, thank you for what you're doing. Being a little bit too much of a fanboy. Like, KDH was super friendly, he was really grateful for the compliment, at least he pretended to be so. But it was a little bit of an awkward situation, and from that moment onward, I told myself, like, in the end, we're all human beings, so I'm gonna try to be less of a fanboy and more of a fellow content creator in that regard. So I went off to the hotel, checked in, did all the things, and then I went down to the bar, and there I had my second starstruck moment where I saw John Simons from Sonic Drive Studios, since I'm following for years. There was Mendel also, who I also really adore and also follow his channel, and they had a buddy with them, Bart, and yeah, I just asked, you know, after thinking for a minute if I should do so, I took the courage up and said, like, hey, can I take a seat at your table, guys? You know, and there were absolutely class acts and allowed me to do so. We came into talks, like, over all things, not only music, not only gear, really genuinely nice guys, and for that I want to say once again a huge thank you. In that round, we were joined then later by the Studio Rats, Paul and James, and then over the course of the evening, like, everybody whose channel you are watching kind of came to that table. We had brief chats, and we had all had a good time together as one round of content creators. At some point in time, also people who I personally written with came to the table, like Paul Bradshaw. It was awesome to meet him after all of these years, you know, just talking online. Kai Down, the same thing, you know, like talking since a lot of time, being in mutual groups, and finally getting the chance to hang around with each other. That was really, really awesome. And yeah, this kind of vibe went on the next days, basically. So I got to meet people like Carsten Stepanovic, who is an absolute blast to hang around with. He's as funny in real life as he is on the videos. And yeah, Gert from Traitor, Gert Herry, he also has a YouTube channel. A fellow content creator in that regard, so that was awesome to hang around, and we actually just went around and talked to brands together, which was a great feeling, having somebody by your side who's on the same page as you. And the brands were also super approachable, like everybody was very nice. Jake and Joe from Balaguer, they were absolutely a blast to hang around with. Yeah, the people from Kemper were also super nice. I had like a really deep dive conversation with Christoph Kemper actually on profiling technology itself. So that was really interesting. And yeah, this entire vibe in the convention center was that of approachability, basically. So you could talk to everybody. Everybody was having seemingly a good time. I would like to wrap up again saying a huge thank you to John for being so open and welcoming me into that round. This entire experience in that regard would not have been possible if I would have been scuffed off at the initial table when I asked if I could join. So for that, huge thank you. Yeah, moving onward, let's talk about my personal technical or product highlights, which I've seen at the Guitar Summit. When it comes to product highlights, the first thing which comes in mind for me personally as somebody who is very eager into capturing technology is the Kemper Mark II and the Profiling 2.0. Now, they did not have it unfortunately ready for Guitar Summit. It will be ready very soon from what I gathered from the talks which I had with Kemper. Next up, we got Tube Workshop. Tube Workshop is also located in Germany, small tube amp builder. Mario was absolutely friendly. He showcased me the Uwe Lulis signature amplifier from Tube Workshop, which is kind of a JCM JTM blend, really awesome sounding amp. They have also the Kali Sunset coming out, which is more of a plexi vibe. Really sounds great as well. I could easily get good tones out of both for different things. Both of them are absolutely ripping. Another highlight or thing which I found incredibly interesting is Chuck. Also a German company. They have like this floor amplifier. It's not a modeler, it's a floor amplifier. So it has preamp tubes in it. And then it has like a solid state power section, but tons of different effects. The parametric setup with the encoders and all of that felt really good, really thought out. I had some brief conversations. I went in with a lot of skepticism because I've seen some negative reviews about it, but I think they did a really good job, and everything which I've seen so far was very interesting. Hopefully they can hook me up with one test unit in order to just check it out and showcase here on the channel. Let's see how that goes, but I am definitely intrigued by the Chuck. Next up, we have Kaipo Guitars. Kaipo Guitars is an import brand which, however, delivers high-end boutique models, and they played really good for a good price point. I have played one of them acoustically, you know, like sonically. They sounded incredible, they felt incredible, were really well built. Yeah, awesome stuff. Another thing which piqued my interest was the Engel Ravager IR, a really awesome sounding amplifier. It really, you know, delivers on that metal tones. It's its own thing. It's not necessarily like a Fireball mini version or a Savage mini version. It's somewhere in between being its own thing, but it really delivered on like crunchy, thrashy tones. Really like that one a lot. Yeah. Engel also has released the Carnivore cabinets. If you're unfamiliar, Christian Kohle released together with eminent speaker the Carnivore speakers, and in tandem they immediately had a release with Engel with Carnivore loaded 4x12 XXL cabinets, which sounded incredible. I played it actually in the amp room where you can actually crank up the amp. I played the Lichtlam Audio Prometheus through it. Sounded absolutely wicked. And speaking of the Lichtlam Audio Prometheus, that's my personal highlight of the Guitar Summit 2025, even though it technically was a release from a few years back. Man, this amplifier sounds so incredibly good. I cannot wait to get my hands at some point onto one of those and check it out over here on the channel. I have already spoken to Daniel. We're gonna make it happen somehow. I'm super stoked to get one over here in the studio. And that's not the only thing from Lichtlam Audio which I got. So I got this over here as well. So these two boxes are going to be unboxed and have their dedicated reviews very soon. I'm very curious how that will pan out, and yeah, I just love Lichtlam Audio and all things around it. Not only because the products are so incredibly awesome, but because also Daniel himself is such a humble and a warm-hearted fellow. Really, he is like genuinely one of the nicest people you can ever meet in this industry. Enjoyed every single conversation with him. He's such a nice dude. So go support him. Go buy his pedals. Yeah, what else? I think there's so much more. There's so much more which I could now talk about endlessly. But in the end, yeah, I mean, Guitar Summit was a blast. I had so much fun. Besides the Lichtlam Audio stuff, which he directly gave with me to check out, I actually received this little package from Ike Multimedia, which I'm really excited about. This is the red limited version with the brown sound profiles on it. Tonix 1, obviously. So this is gonna get also a few dedicated reviews. Firstly, on the pedal itself with the brown sounds. I'm gonna make a demo track and review on that one. Then I also want to make like the smallest board which you can set up, which is still practical for a band use. So that's also on the list of things which I want to do with this bad boy over here. I'm really happy to now have one of these over here. This was like a lifesaver in the hotel room, actually. I played through it already because I just wanted to jam a little bit on my solar guitar, which I had with me. Yeah, it sounded incredibly awesome. I mean, yeah, it's a Tonix after all, you know, like a full-blown Tonix capabilities on this little unit. Eager to check that out. I got a whole, you know, lot of things coming up. I'm super motivated to bring the channel up to the next level, and I think this is the main conclusion which I can draw out of this experience overall. I am motivated. I have seen that I have my place within the community. Hanging around with all of these awesome people, it just inspires you. I had a blast. I had a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I mean, hopefully not once in a lifetime, because I already purchased my tickets for next year, and I hope to see even more of you people out there and just have even more fun. So with that out of the way, let's wrap up this video over here. I hope that you enjoyed this video, that you, if you like it, go ahead, subscribe, comment. If you want to see more Guitar Summit related vlogging stuff, I'm gonna put stuff in the description below, which is gonna lead you to one video from Mendel, one video from John, one video from Ola Englund, and one video from KDH. And from there on, you can then move further down the road. All right, go to Guitar Summit. It's awesome. See you in the next video. Until then, keep it metal.